to stem the flow of illicit drugs into the United States. Through partnerships with other federal agencies and international allies, our coasties interrupt and intercept drug cartel operations, interdicting more cocaine than all other federal agencies combined. Notwithstanding its performance, the Coast Guard remains under-resourced and is asked to do more with less, and regrettably, their work in drug interdiction is no exception. For example, the service's aged fleet of legacy cutters can only muster an interdiction rate of roughly 6% of known illegal drug movements. If the Coast Guard had a recapitalized fleet of new offshore cutters on hand, however, they could interdict 20 to 30% of known drug movement in the transit zone. So unless we're happy to sustain this inadequate interdiction rate, it remains imperative that this committee and the Congress continue to support funding increases to recapitalize Coast Guard fleets of surface and air assets. If anything, our hearing last month on the Coast Guard's budget, the budget request and acquisition activities further corroborates my belief that the Coast Guard is going to be extremely hard-pressed to maintain its existing capabilities, much less increase its operational readiness to police a transit zone that is twice the size of the continental United States. We might ask, how can we reasonably expect the Coast Guard and other federal agencies, for that matter, to accomplish their vital missions in this context? How can we demand the only military service left unpaid during the recent government shutdown to be asked once again to do more with less? If we want to succeed in our efforts to prevent illegal drugs from entering our country, we can no longer ignore the fact inadequate Coast Guard budgets have left the service with crumbling shoreside infrastructure, aged or obsolete surface and air assets, and other glaring operational needs. Till we have resolved this issue, we are far more likely to see more illicit drugs and other harmful contraband crossing our shores, not less. A truly ironic outcome that would be devastating to both the Coast Guard and to the country. Now I'd like to recognize Mr. Gibbs, the ranking member of the subcommittee, for any opening remarks.